Hey everyone, this is part 3 now of our little exploration into fixing things. Even though the first video we didn't actually fix anything, all we did was swap batteries in a Pokedex. But hey, I had fun. I hope you guys did too. But yeah, we got the Game Boy Color working. Now we have this Game Boy Pocket. As you can see, it reads. Speaker works great. The only problem is, yeah, that start button is not working. So we're just gonna take this apart and we're gonna clean everything up on it. I'll wait till it gets to the actual menu here so you can see the press start button is showing up saying, hey, push the start button so we can have some fun with our Olympic Summer Games, but alas, we can't play it. It's just showing the demo. This is all the fun we could be having right now if this start button worked. Look at, that could be us. That could be us right now. But we can't be because of the start button. Anyways. So, yeah, let's take this apart. You've seen me take apart a couple of these now if you've watched any of my previous videos. If you haven't, what are you doing? They're right there, you know? Just click on my name and then there's the other videos. You're missing out. There's such thrilling content as I took apart a Game Boy and then I took apart another one and then we looked at some stuff. I was just stuck in it. These screws, I know I just said I'm gonna shut up, but these screws are so just filthy and just filled with just crud. Blech. Doug, what did you do? Did you just like leave this outside? Did you find this on an expedition? Did you find this on some sort of expedition? I was trying to say, did you find this on an archaeology expedition? Wow, I struggled on that one. Didn't I just say I'm going to stop talking so I can fast forward through this? Alright, for real this time. So this board is pretty disgusting. This, I believe, is all just flux, which is fine. But there's still just literal dirt just on the board. This thing is so gross. Alright, we'll get you apart here. We'll get you all cleaned up. For those of you who don't have any familiarity with the Game Boy Pocket, this came out right after the Game Boy. So you had the original Game Boy, which they then did the Play It Loud edition, which we saw my green one. I actually have a red original Game Boy next to me. Pay no attention to this guy here though, because it's probably gonna be a future video. But yeah, this came out right after the original Game Boy. Well, all right, let me rephrase that. You had the original Game Boy, then, oh, hang on. All right, I guess let's do this right. All right, so you had the original Game Boy. Let's do this right. So you had the original Game Boy, and then you had the Play It Loud Game Boy that came out. Hang on. Let me just move this stuff out of the way here. So you had the original Game Boy, which is also going to be a future video. You had the Play It Loud edition, which was where they added color. Then you had the Game Boy Pocket, which came out. And then that's when the Game Boy Color came out after that. So this was kind of just, this is all very much the same thing until we had the Game Boy Color, which introduced color. But yeah, just in case you wanted a nice little flow chart here, that's the history of all the Game Boys that came out. After that we had, you know, the Advance and the SP and all that other fun stuff. But as far as the original lineup of Game Boys, this came out right before the Color, but after the Play It Loud Game Boys. So this is still just a black and white screen. but it's just pocket size. Now, there is another one, in case someone's just yelling at their screen. There's a Game Boy Light. We never got it in the US. It just had a backlight. Super cool. Wish we got one, but we didn't. So I can't show you it because I don't have one. Oh, that is so filthy. Look at that. Oh my god. What is that? It's stuck to it. Oh, that's disgusting. Is that gonna focus? That is so disgusting. I don't know what that is, but it's gross. All right, so that's gotta get cleaned. We're gonna clean our buttons up here as well. The front shell looks pretty decent. I'm just gonna kind of wipe it down and clean it up with a toothbrush. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy to it. This though is pretty rough, so we're gonna need isopropyl alcohol, and we are going to need cotton swabs. This poor speaker is just absolutely filthy as well. Good news is we know it works. Against all odds. Look at how disgusting that was. Ugh. That was rough. Alright, so now that we have that done, I'm gonna run all this stuff through Ultrasonic Cleaner. I've actually had a couple of people say they want to watch that. I'll put it here. There's nothing really happens. It's not that exciting, but I'll set it down. You guys can just watch it do whatever it does. But we're also gonna clean up a little bit. I use this multi-surface cleaner here to clean cases. And use just a toothbrush to get kind of in the cracks of everything. Probably just take this little metal shield off as well. Yeah, there's more filth underneath. Okay. I'm glad we did that. Oh my god, that is disgusting. It's actually black. Blech. So I'm guessing something spilled in here, and maybe pop or soda. And from the looks of things, it might have been maple syrup. I have no idea. You know, you just typical day. Start your day off with some pancakes and have your Game Boy Pocket out. You know, accidentally get the maple syrup in your buttons. Who hasn't that happened to? I mean, let's be honest. Typical story. The nice thing about using a toothbrush, it really gets into like the letters. When you have something like this Nintendo embossed lettering here, the toothbrush will just get in between them and get all the dirt out. So, or maple syrup. Hey Doug, when you watch this, can you let me know? Did you spill maple syrup in your Game Boy Pocket? Is that what happened? Were you just eating, you know, some flapjacks and you just accidentally dumped your maple syrup directly into the Game Boy Pocket itself? I'd love to know. Please comment. All right, I'll be back with my ultrasonic cleaner filled with water. We'll dump these little bits in it, and you guys can watch the thrilling process of water vibrating. I hope you guys are excited. This is what multiple people have asked for. So don't say I don't give you guys what you asked for. You can't ever say I don't deliver. We have our basket here. We have our soapy water, our cheap Magnasonic ultrasonic cleaner from Amazon. I have a much nicer one, but it's big and probably wouldn't fit on camera without adjusting things, so you get to watch the cheap one. It all looks the same. Ugh. Gross. Exciting content. It's kind of funny, you can watch the little button spin around there. And now they're done. Wasn't that exciting, guys? Alright, I'm gonna cut. This is going over there. I'm not gonna let you guys watch this dry. I'm sorry. Alright, everything should be dry now. Let's reassemble this. Look how clean everything looks, you know. Looks great. It got all of the disgusting filth off the buttons. I mean, this looks clean enough that you could just eat off of it, but you shouldn't. Doug, don't eat any more flapjacks or waffles on your Game Boy Pocket here, okay? So let's put this together and wrap this bad boy up here. Alright guys, look at that. It's all put back together. Now for the final touch that this has been missing now. Look at that. This is not an original. I got this from a company, I think it was Mortoff Games or something like that. But it looks good enough, honestly. It genuinely looks good enough that you can't really tell from a distance. And it's better than nothing. Obviously, it's not the original, and if Doug wants to find an original for his, I'm sure he can. But hey, I feel like this completes it and makes it look good. Look at that. Our start button works now. Alright. There's now nothing stopping us from playing our Olympic Summer Games. Other than the fact that I really suck at this game. And I still don't really know how to play it. What buttons run? What am I supposed to do? Nope. Nope. Am I supposed to run? Either way, start button works. So that's what really matters here. So yeah, no, we got her back together. Everything's working. I still suck at Summer Olympic Games, and she looks good. It's not perfect, obviously, but you know, it's a vintage Game Boy Pocket. It's got some scuffs on the screen. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Hi, Daisy. Yes, do you want to be in the video? Do you want to come up here? Oh. But yeah, that's it for the video. The Game Boy Pocket is now complete. Looks good. Looks about as good as it's gonna look. I mean, the shell is kind of old and has a lot of wear to it, you know, because it's been used and abused and who knows what's been spilled into it. But yeah, let me know what you thought if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, all right, Daisy, come on, you gotta go back down. But yeah, keep on watching, cause up. All right, just let yourself up here, Daisy. The next the next video I have is going to be on the Game Boy Pokemon Yellow games here, and I'm sure Daisy will interrupt those games as well. So, you know, leave a like and comment and all that stuff. Goodbye. Thanks for watching this.